Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to share with you why we bought Realty Income stock.
Yeah, we just bought this stock yesterday actually, and we got quite a bit of it because it is going to be one of our core holdings. We already had some of it and we kind of loaded up on it because we really like this stock. And before we jump into why we bought it, let's talk about why reasons you should buy a stock. And there's kind of two rules we have when we buy a stock is, first of all, that stock has to make money. Second of all, we have to understand what they do as a business, because if we don't understand what they're doing, we won't understand when to sell it, when to buy it, so we need to know that.
Yeah.
So let's go over that a little bit of what Realty Income does if you're not familiar with them. They are a commercial property owner, and then they rent those properties back to businesses that you all know and love. So that's a pretty good business to be in, right?
That's a great business to be in because the crazy part is that a lot of, or actually really all of their clients are some of the places that we go every day to some of these. So some of their top, like their top 10, some of them are ones we go to all the time, but their top 10 are actually really amazing. Thinking about Dollar General, Walgreens. I mean, there's a Walgreens, it feels like, on every corner, so that's a lot of those. Dollar Tree, 7-Elevens. Wow, there's a lot of 7-Elevens. I know a lot of people think they're not out there, but they really still are. Then there's the EG Group Limited, and that's going to be the Cumberland Farms, Tom Thumb, and Fast Track. That's mostly on the East Coast for the most part. And then also Wind Resorts. I mean, hello, have you seen the Wind Resorts in Las Vegas? They're among the most beautiful. So those properties are top notch. And then also FedEx. If you ever go into those little FedEx offices to ship your things, they own those. B&Q Sainsbury, which is actually one that's a famous top grocery store in the UK. And then also another in their top 10 is LA Fitness, which those are massive buildings also, and you see them all over the place. These are all businesses that you don't see shutting their doors. So that's one of the reasons I think why this works really well and why this stock is so great is because of that. And then some of their other clients, which are not in their top 10 list, but still really good clients, are companies like Walmart, your Sam's Club, Starbucks. I mean, how many of all of these businesses are there? So they have a lot of properties out there.
They really do. And one thing that you kind of touched on was that these are recession-proof properties, recession-resistant properties. So they're going to collect that rent every single month unless these properties go out of business. And you just don't see these types of businesses going out of business, and that's what makes this a super stable company. So when you're buying a share or many shares of Realty Income, you're essentially investing in that business, and you're getting a cut of that rent every month that these companies are paying. And as long as they keep paying their rent, you're going to keep getting your cut. And that's about as sure of a thing as you could get. And that's kind of evidenced by what they call themselves. They call themselves the monthly dividend company because they bring in so many dividends. They pay them out each month. And so a lot of companies pay the dividends out quarterly or a couple times a year. They pay the dividend out monthly. And as an early retiree or someone who's looking to travel a lot, that is huge because it really does just stabilize out your income. You know that you're getting that dividend every single month. And not only have they done that for a ton of months consecutively, they're also raising the dividend as much as any company that you'll see out there. They've done 103 consecutive quarterly dividend increases on top of the 637 monthly dividends in a row.
Yeah, and it's wild to think because you want that stability of a company that's going to make that monthly dividend payment every month. I mean, just 637 consecutive in a row. And then on top of that, not only are they going to give you that monthly dividend payment every month, but they also increased it 103 consecutive times in a row.
Yeah,
You're
so
just not going to beat that.
You're not going to beat that, and it's a great position to be in. Now, we like to talk about how much money you can get for your money. We're working off a hypothetical $1 million that you may have if you're investing that much in the market. It does matter how big the dividend is, because the 5-year average for Realty Income, the dividend you would normally get when you buy the stock, is 4.34%. That's over the last 5 years. If you just took the average of the dividend when you bought the stock, it'd be 4.34. Today, as of this filming, it is 6.11%, because the stock has gone down a considerable amount this last month. And when the stock goes down, your starting dividend goes up. So you're starting at 6.11%. Now, the difference between 5 or 6% may not sound like a lot to you, but if you have that $1 million kind of nest egg that we're talking about, if you got 5% from your portfolio in dividends, that would be $50,000 a year, or a little over $4,000 a month. If you got 6%, that would be you'd be getting basically an extra $1,000 per month for the rest of your life on whatever stocks you own that have that percentage. So that little percentage point could be the difference between an extra $1,000 a month. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you don't think it's going to be a lot, but when you're looking at a large sum of cash that you're working with in the market, it really does make a huge difference. It makes a difference between, especially if you're like us, traveling full time, it makes a difference between the types of places you can go to, the types of places you can stay, and just really your comfort level and, ease of movement, and being able to put more money back into the market.
Yeah. So let's get into a couple particulars of the stock. The ticker symbol is just O, really short one. Realty Income.
Easy.
Just O. And the price closed yesterday at $50.26 per share. During the day, it did dip just under 50 to high 49s, which is when we bought it. We had put an order in just to buy it right when it dipped below 50, and it did get there. So we were pretty happy about that, because we've been watching and waiting to get more of this stock for quite a long time. We think the fair value of the stock is $75 a share. Based on their profits and the historical norms, that's about what it should be selling for. So I don't see a ton of downside here. Now, with the market, it can always go down. It could go down to $40. It could go down to $35 if there's a huge recession, when all stocks go down. But I just don't see any scenario under which the stock is going to stay depressed this low for the long term. So I think if you're looking at this stock, you're looking at getting it for a 5 to 10 year hold. And after 5 or 10 years, you're going to be pretty happy with not only where the share price is, but all the dividends that you've collected along the way. Mm-hmm. Now, I do want to point out, we are not financial advisors, and we do not know your situation watching this video, so you do have to take that into account. But for what we're doing, the type of retirement that we're trying to live, this is a core holding that we really don't want to ever get rid of, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. It's one that we keep in the mix. And like you said, we already had some, but we were hoping to get our hands on some more, and we were able to do that yesterday.
Yeah, so anything under 50, I think, is a steal for this stock. Mm-hmm. You have not seen this type of price in the last 5 years. And there's a little bit of volatility in the market right now. But that's the time that you want to go scoop up these stocks that are really high quality stocks, and then hold them for 5 to 10 years. And once the market recovers, these are going to be the ones that lead the way.
Absolutely. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions for us, leave those down in the comments. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel for lots more about our finances.